to the ring by the head coach of the Nightmare Family, the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, Cody Rhodes!
And welcome back, everyone. All Elite Wrestling is taking the country by storm, especially with their weekly program, Wednesday Night Dynamite. And one of the faces of the franchise and the actual program is this young guy right here. It is Cody Rhodes. Cody, welcome to Huntsville, buddy. How are things going for you lately?
Very good. I mean, just the fact that I'm excited because only a few weeks ago Dynamite got extended, you know, almost like in other TV series you'd call it another season, and this was such a huge gamble and so many combustible elements to providing a wrestling product on TV, and it's been such a screaming success. I'm glad that we get to bring it to Huntsville because I grew up in the Southern wrestling kind of network, and I'm glad our roster gets to experience those types of fans.
Awesome. Now, considering the fact that the current success is kind of providing the future, does that make you feel good among you and the other guys within the company, knowing that the future is bright?
I think for sure there's tons of optimism around it, but it's almost a layering of responsibility as well, as far as being one of the on-air talent, but as well as being executive and in management. The responsibility is us to continue doing what we said we were going to do. You know, it's been almost 20 years without an alternative wrestling product on TV, and now it's on TV. We have to give them what we said, you know, sports-centric pro wrestling, a buffet of styles, and we have to honor that and honor the fan base that kind of brought us to the dance. And I think we've done that, and I want to keep doing that.
All right, now, of course, we'll jump into your current storylines in just a moment. But, hey, of course, we got to talk about family, your dad, the American Dream, your brother, Dustin, Goldust, for many people who don't know him by his actual government name, and now you, and actually your wife, too, continuing to carry the torch. How does it feel to basically be writing a brand new chapter or continuing a great book in the Rhodes family legacy?
It's one of those things, I guess as a kid, it could have gone, you know, either way. If you're going to dive into wrestling and be the son of Dusty Rhodes, himself said it to me, you've got to do it to be the best. And this time that we're in right now with wrestling being back on, you know, Turner, after he was the face of bringing it to TBS in 1989, and now here we are, you know, putting Dynamite on Wednesdays live. If he was to just come back to life all of a sudden, and I had to explain this to him, I could not do it in enough, it's wild what's happening. And I'm glad we get as Rhodes, my brother, myself, and my wife, we get to carry the torch forward.
Now let's jump into storylines. You got a crazy one going on right now with MJF. A crazy scenario is going to happen this Wednesday on Dynamite. I don't want you to give away too much, but kind of let some folks know what the heck should they expect tomorrow.
Spoiler, it will hurt. Tomorrow's episode of Dynamite, like every week, as we put the show together, we want the best show, but you try to plan long term. Okay, well, the pay-per-view's 4 weeks away. But what we found is that every week we do, the card ends up being loaded. One thing in particular I'm really excited about for tomorrow is the 8-man tag team match, because the Southern Territory is Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida, is where Southern, it's where tag team wrestling was born.
Right.
And the Young Bucks being in that match and being the featured act of that match, they're this whole new thing. If you're not familiar with AEW or even wrestling in general, and you walk in to the VBC, you're gonna see what I mean. And I'm really excited for new fans to dive in and to see the Young Bucks live. There's a lot of dramatics to Dynamite. Me taking the 10 lashes, said it'll hurt. But it's a good hurt because it gets us closer to the match itself. At least I say that now. And also we got to honor our legends tomorrow, with Missy Hyatt, Austin Idol, Arn Anderson to be there, do the free meet and greet, totally free before the show, because I like that. I like to have the new, the old, right in the middle, the future. I like to have it all on the same roster and the same platform, and that's something AEW does, I think, better than anybody else right now, and that's a cool thing for young fans to meet somebody like Arn Anderson. It's special.
Former Four Horsemen, Arn Anderson.
Yeah, he broke my dad's leg in the Omni in Atlanta, and now he's my coach and manager So that's how crazy wrestling is.
Exactly. It's crazy how things come full circle with that. It's almost like basically you got legacies from way back in the day, continuing legacies to current day things, and now you're working on a good future. For anything, is there anything else that you want wrestling fans who are coming to the Braun Center this week to see you guys that they need to know about?
Just have a good time. I mean, the VBC is, I want, one of the coolest things is our roster. Some of them have never even been in the state of Alabama. So this is their chance to see what the Southern wrestling fan is like, because they're different. It's different than wrestling in the Midwest and the Northeast. And I'm so excited for them to get their first experience. Like, it's great as a fan to go and experience Dynamite, but us in the ring as performers are experiencing that city and market for the first time. I'm looking forward to the end of the night where I get to tell people that we're coming back. Because we're almost always coming back. So hopefully it's a very loud and proud Rocket City. I know we're looking forward to it.
Awesome. We want to thank Cody Rhodes for joining us here on WZDX, the sports set. As you see, he's getting ready for AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite at the Braun Center this week. You do not want to miss it. We've got more news coming up after the break.